How's it going, everyone? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector, and today I wanted to show off some of my Star Trek collectibles that I currently have display in my home. As you know, I just made a move recently to a new location, and I have quite a bit of Star Trek stuff, but I wanted to display my most favorite pieces. I do have a lot in storage, but unfortunately I just don't have the room to display everything. So I decided to display some of the ships which really work well when it comes to their scale. The scale is pretty much approximate to what it would be in their various shows and various formats. So I decided to display these particular ships that you're looking at. And then the second shelf are more like movie props, with the exception of the Enterprise A that I have right there, the Constitution class refit. So I'll go over everything that you're looking at right here. Now there is some stuff that's kind of like tucked away on these shelves, so I'm going to have to move the camera around. And forgive the camera for squeaking and creaking. That's just my my tripod that's doing that. So let's start off with the top shelf here first. So moving from right to left, we have the USS Excelsior. NCC 2000, this is the Art Asylum Diamond Select ship. We have an Eaglemoss Standard USS Defiant. We have a Hot Wheels Klingon Brel class or Cavort class Klingon Bird of Prey. I believe that's the HMS Bounty version from Star Trek V. Then we have an XL Katinga sitting right next to it. Then we have the Enterprise A from Eaglemoss. This is the XL version. Of course, you guys know that the XL version of that ship is a bit controversial because the dome, the bridge dome on it, is incorrect. But it's still a nice piece to display, at least the way I have it set up over here. It's not a bad display piece. And also, one other area of contention is the fact that the banner on the saucer section is too big. But otherwise, you know, in this capacity, when you look at it from this point of view, you wouldn't even notice that. Then, of course, we have a Klingon Vochak class battlecruiser from Playmates. Now, they've been reissuing some Playmate starships. I wouldn't be surprised if they reissued this one. But that's the OG sitting right there. We have another Hot Wheels Klingon Bird of Prey. It's the same Bird of Prey as the one you just saw, except that, of course, the wings are up. Which is cool because you can adjust the wings on those Klingon Birds of Prey. They're not fixed like the Eaglemoss ones are. Then we have the USS Grissom from Eaglemoss. And then we have the Enterprise B, again from Diamond Select or Art Asylum. Now we're going to move down to the next shelf. And forgive me about the creaking and cracking. So I'm going to pick up the camera tripod and move along over here. And you're going to see a 3D printed Klingon chalice. I really wouldn't recommend drinking out of that thing, though, of course. I have tried it after I cleaned it quite well. But it wasn't a pleasant experience, but I had to try anyway. But I have it for my display. I picked that one up off of eBay, so it's not by any particular company or anything like that. It's by an independent maker. Again, like I said, I think I picked this one up on eBay. And then I'm going to pick up the tripod again. Forgive the creaking and cracking. So we'll move this guy roughly center. And then we'll pan over this way. We have the Star Trek III Type 2 phaser, which is a really, really cool phaser. It's probably my all-time favorite phasers out of the phasers you're about to see. And I do have an acrylic stand for it. And then we have the Playmates Type 2 assault phaser. Unfortunately, as you guys know, they scaled this particular phaser down. Why they did that, I have no idea. Maybe it was to save on manufacturing costs. I don't know. And what's also bizarre is that the speaker is on the right side of the phaser. If you could see the holes right there on the pistol grip. If you're a right-handed person and you grab that phaser, your hand is going to naturally muffle the speaker. So I don't know why they never improved on that design. I'm not going to take mine apart to fix it and drill holes and all that stuff. I'm not going to ruin the thing, so I'm just leaving it as is. It is a display piece. The electronics work, but I'm going to leave it as is. And then we have the brass antenna version of the original series communicator. I believe this one is also from Diamond Select or Art Asylum. I forget which one. But again, it's not the, it doesn't have the plastic flip antenna. That is a 100% pure brass antenna that's on there. Then we have the final version of the Constitution Class Enterprise A refit. It's got the windows colored in, and it has the sound effects and the voices when you cycle through it. And of course, if you hold down the bridge dome, you'll get Scotty's voice coming out of it. Now this phaser that's laying down here, unfortunately, the acrylic display broke in the middle of the move. That is the Entertainment Earth version of the Star Trek II phaser. Unfortunately, it picked up a little bit of a scratch on there, but I can always get model paint to fix that. But again, this is the Entertainment Earth exclusive one. And how do I know that? If it would cooperate, the batteries are probably dead on this thing. Okay, never mind, there they are. So of course, if you cycle through, it's not like the Wrath of Khan version. It's got the different colors as far as, yeah, the batteries are dead. So forgive me for that, guys. Let's try one more time. Yeah, the batteries are pretty much shot on this thing. So forgive me for that. No sound effects today, folks. But that is the Entertainment Earth exclusive motion picture phaser, which is basically the same as the Star Trek II phaser, which obviously you see right there. So that needs no introduction. I do have the Star Trek II Wrath of Khan communicator, which is cool. Then we have the black-handled version of the original series phaser, which is also by Art Asylum or Diamond Select. There are several different versions of that phaser, so I decided to get the one that's as close to what they used in the show as possible. And there were some problems with that phaser. You know, when I first got it, this phaser is notorious for failing as far as the sound effects and the electronics are concerned. But it does work. Thank God my version works. And then, of course, we have this Klingon chalice right here. And just like in the movies, yep, it's got the measurements on it. They tried everything they can to cover that up. I don't know if they used putty or whatever it is to cover up them numbers, but this is the exact chalice that they use. I mean, it's not a screen used prop or anything like that, but it's the same make and model that they used. It's basically a aluminum measuring cup. That's all it really is. And then I'm going to pick up the camera here one more time. Move it this way. Yes, that's my bathroom. So we do have one more piece that's off camera here, and I'm going to just zoom back a little bit because I have me a Phoenix knife, which is a rough and very close interpretation to the Klingon D'k tahg knife. This is a real metal blade that I have sharpened, and if you hit the switch here, you can see that it actually, these two blades extend. Now, these blades are fake. I mean, they're metal, but they're not sharp or anything. But the tip of the blade is. Let me tell you, that thing is razor sharp. But that's an awesome collectible. The only thing I do not like is the fact that this handle is a very soft, weak plastic. I would not recommend trying to cut anything with this because of the fact that this hilt is very, very, soft and weak. It's too bad they didn't make this out of wood and try to make it more accurate. I'm not going to play games with it. I mean, this is more for a display piece anyway than anything else. I mean, I'm not going out there using this, but it's kind of cool. When, you know, my friends, they come over and they look at it, I'll pull it out and I'll actually flick the knife out like that, and you'll see it's not all that far from looking like what they used in the movies and the TV series. So it's a really, really cool piece. I still haven't found any way to display it, so I just kind of like leave it up there on the shelf. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much my Star Trek collection that I do have on display in my home currently. I do have more Star Trek ships, but I just don't have the room to display them, unfortunately. I do have two versions of the Enterprise A and other starships that I would love to put out, but unfortunately, like I said, my space here in this apartment's limited. I do have a corner where I will be displaying my Transformers and various other collectibles, but I'm saving it for that So unfortunately, this will probably be the limit of my Star Trek stuff that I will display. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, I've been a Trek fan since I'm a little kid. The very first Star Trek movie I saw as a kid, even though I was born in 1997, my first movie experience was Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, and I've seen every movie, including JJ Trek, all the way up to Part 1. I didn't see Part 2 or Part 3 of JJ Trek. It just didn't interest me. You know, I'm pretty much one of those Star Trek purists. I did not like Discovery, but Strange New Worlds is okay. It kind of tiptoes around being a soft reboot and has too many elements of certain ideals that I don't agree with, which I'm not going to get into because I don't want this channel being political. But still, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, it does do it for me. I do like it, but it gets a little too close to being... It has some political overtones I just don't like. But then again, Star Trek is supposed to be set in this utopia universe. But nonetheless, I like the new Starship. I do have the XL OG reissue that they came out with, that Eagle Moss released. I do have that ship in storage somewhere. I'll probably do a separate review on that ship because, to be honest with you, the new Constitution class Enterprise from Strange New Worlds, I actually like it a teensy bit better than the OG Constitution from the William Shatner days. To me, it rivals that ship right there. That is my all-time favorite Enterprise. The refit, but the new but old Constitution Starship from Strange New Worlds, I have to admit, I actually really love that Starship. And when I pull it out of storage, I'll probably do a separate review on that one because that's how much I like that ship. But anyway, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. That's my Star Trek collection that I do have up on display here. Again, like I said, the one corner of my apartment that I have space for will be for my Transformers and for some other collectibles I have that I'll probably talk about in the future. With that being said, everyone, thank you so much for checking out this video. Like, comment, and of course subscribe. It helps the channel to grow immensely. And until next time, take care, God bless, see you soon, live long and prosper.